guys, welcome back to another project life process video of mine. I cannot believe how many of these I have already done. Thank you guys so much who enjoy these and go out of your way to comment and give me thumbs up. It's really so encouraging, and it's worth all the editing and work that goes into putting it on camera. For this video, I am just using my Creative Retreat kit, which is an awesome kit. I literally love all their kits, you guys, not just because I'm on the design team. This one card I'm showing you is from the kit this month, and as per usual, I kind of tried to figure out where my photos were ahead of time, and then it's always kind of a random process to decide what cards go where, and I just picked up a lot of these cards out of my stash and mixed them with my kit this month. Because the colors in this kit just went really well with colors that I happen to have in my stash because they happen to be my favorite colors. And you probably know that if you watch most of my videos. I just love pinks and mints and teals and yellows and all of that, and grays as well. So and my layouts can always change, so there's nothing ever written in stone. That's the way project life is. You might have an idea for something and change it later on. And all of these cards are from the Creative Retreat kit as well. I will be using them in my other layout that I'm going to do, which is going to be like across from this one, but you guys will see that in a separate video. But I just wanted to show you the cuteness is real. I really loved this kit. It was so easy working with it because of how cute it was. This one, I love like the font on this one card, and I wanted to put it together with this picture to create a 4x6. So I'm just using a Project Life 4x6 grid card just to make it more sturdy and keep it keep those two cards together because I didn't want anything sliding around. And so I'm just gluing them down, or taping them down as it were. And I love how it says the story because it kind of just prompts you to write whatever story goes with the picture. And as you guys know, I don't do Project Life weekly or anything like that. I kind of just do basically by event and by monthly. But sometimes if I don't have monthly stuff, I just do it by events. I really don't stress myself out with doing it in a restricted way, because that's just not the way I work personally. But I know a lot of people love it, and if you have time to keep up with it that way, then more power to you. I had that little strip that says "How I Love Ya" from a crepe paper kit. I forget what it's called, but it's like my favorite all-time crepe paper kit, and I just cut that out of a 12x12, and then I just added some writing to this card. And then I decided to add some enamel dots just to give it more of a pop of color. I knew I wanted to just add a little bit of stuff to this without taking away too much from the picture, because I just thought that picture was so cute. My boyfriend loves to grill, so I mean, it doesn't matter what we're doing. He's always like, "Oh, let's grill." And I'm like, "Okay." I wanted to add some of those glittery gold enamel dots, which I've recently started using more of because I only have that one pack, and so I was constantly hoarding it. Hopefully I'll be able to get some more in the future, but I was like, you know what? I'm letting go and I'm using everything in my stash. I'm not going to keep doing that thing where you save something for the perfect project that will never come, because worst case scenario, you can always buy more things if you really need it later on. That little circle is also from the Creative Retreat kit this month, and I knew I wanted to use it because I loved the color, but I decided to add a wood enamel dot over it just because I wanted to add a gold element to that, not necessarily purple. But this is just a great example of how you can manipulate kits. So if there's something you like about it, but you just kind of want to change it or whatever, it's really easy to do by using what you have in your stash. I just decided to emboss this little wooden heart. I could have just left it like raw wood because normally I just like the way wood veneers look without anything, but I just thought for fun, do something different, I would emboss that. And I used some of the Egyptian gold embossing powder, which I really love from Judikins, which I typically hoard that, and I just basically got that ready. Then I added some yellow chevrony washi tape I had in my stash, and I thought that would look really cute there too, because I just felt like it needed one more little element added to it. And like I said, I always say this when I do Project Life, but it's really what looks good to you. What might look right to me might not look right to you, so by all means, like, do your own thing. Don't think that you need to, like, do anything the way other people do. Like, I've learned that as I've gone with Project Life, and you can see it in my layouts. I've just kind of developed my own style gradually over time. I did decide to add that piece that I cut off to the other card because I just like the way that that looks when there's pieces going on from one card to another. And then I'm adding some of my Little B washi tape. It's that gold arrow kind that everybody is loving right now. All their thin washi tapes. I'm no exception to that. I'm obsessed. I pulled out my Cloud Punch from Fiskars. Because I had this like idea of doing clouds on this layout. I don't know, I was just really inspired to do something like cloud wise. So I was playing with the idea of using these watercolor clouds on here, but it was already so busy. I decided to go with more of a vellum soft look, and I pulled out the pink, this mint, and gold vellum that I had, and I knew I wanted to do all three clouds kind of like offset from one another, and do this card as kind of like a little bit of a title card but different. I also decided to just leave a clip of me in this video basically sewing on the clouds, and I'm using a very little bit of adhesive to just get this done, and I just decided I would just show me doing it other than just like skipping that step, even though I'm usually like in my pajamas when I'm doing this kind of stuff, so yeah, excuse that. And this is basically what it looks like afterwards. It just gives it a nice little extra detail, and I did add some white behind the teal looking cloud just to make it not see-through-y, but still give it like that vellum look to it. And then I just added those little alphas from Target's dollar spot that I always get that have like that gold and vanilla, and I just thought they were perfect for that card, and I just left the card as is because it had a lot going on, so I didn't want to overcomplicate it. And then, of course, I had to put in the picture of me going to see American Sniper with my boyfriend because we both loved that movie, and ended up seeing it once on our own on a date and then with his family. And then I just corner rounded the corners just because I thought it looks better that way. And I thought it was fun just to add a picture of it like that versus adding the ticket stub. Sometimes I do the ticket stub, and then every once in a while I might take a picture of something to represent the movie we went to see. I'm just trying to make sure it is lined up there. And then this little label, yeah, it's a label, I was going to say tag, is from the Creative Retreat kit as well. And basically I wanted to use it because it's kind of like also a little prompt for writing because it's got like that little pencil or pen looking dude right there. So I figured I would add that and then add just a little bit of journaling to the bottom of it, talking about how we went on a date night and all of that. And I just thought that that would be really cute. And then also, obviously, the stamp set from this month is super cute, as you guys can see. It has that little stitching detail, so I thought it would be fun to just add that over that label. Of course, I could have sewn it, but I love the way that like faux fake stitching stamps look. It's like one of my favorite things to use. So I ended up adding it like that, and I really liked the way that it looked. And then I added a little bit more of that gold arrow washi that I had put on the original first card I worked on, that was that really thin one. And then I had some enamel dots, and I just wanted to add like a little bit, like one little bit more touch of something, just because I felt like the card needed a little bit of yellow on it. And then I just pulled out my tiny attacher and I stapled that card down. Not that it needed to be stapled down, but I love the way that gold staples look on cards. It just gives it a really fun look to it. So for the next card, which is the gray polka dot, I knew I wanted to make this a filler card. So something I decided to do was I cut out that circle that says lovely from another card that was from the same Project Life cord kit that I had. I had like obviously several duplicates, so I decided to cut that out and turn that into like a little ephemera piece. Because, you know, I realized that that's definitely something that you can just do with the extra cards you have, is just turn them into something else instead of being like, oh, I've got so many cards. And I've seen a lot of Project Lifers do that, like Judy Bakes, and like, I don't know, plenty of other people who've done it, and I just think it's such a great idea. So, yeah, I was like, why not? I'm going to do it. I know probably plenty of you guys do it too, and if you don't, you should start doing it, because sometimes it's just a waste to have that many cards, so you might as well do something fun. And then I had that gold foil looking paper that I picked up at Michael's. It's like a 12 by 12 sheet. So I knew I wanted to just cut a circle out of that and back that lovely up with that gold, just so that it like peeked through and gave it like a really pretty gold accent to it. I love gold, you guys, so I need no excuse to use it on my layouts, but Since I already have gold going throughout the rest of my layout, I figured I might as well add some to this card because I was going to keep this card pretty simple as it is anyway, since it's going to be more of like a filler card, but I still wanted to add like my own little touch and element to it. And at first I was like, I could have just left it like this and kind of made it my more like plain card. But then I decided I wanted to add just a little bit more something to it because it felt like it needed it. So I decided to, of course, pull out my watercolors and just add a little bit of watercolor. I would say definitely don't oversaturate these cards because your Project Life cards are not like the thickest cards, so you don't want to like mess up a card while you're doing it like this. But I just wanted to add a little bits of color to the circles, and I didn't want to fully fill in the circles because I like the way things look like when they're offset. So I just thought I'd do some kind of like imperfect circles on that card and just make it a little bit more, me. So that's what I ended up doing, and another thing to keep in mind is it always dries lighter. So it ended up looking just a tad lighter than it looks there, but it looks perfect to me because I just wanted like a small accent without going overboard. And basically that card is done. The next card I'm going to work on is the one that has my cookies on it. Oatmeal chocolate chip. Oatmeal chocolate chip. Yeah, that's my boyfriend's favorite type of cookie. I really try to make them for him whenever he asks, and then I have to try to stay away from them because I'm really trying to be good, y'all. It's really hard because guys can eat whatever they want, and then you eat what they eat, and you get really fat. So I decided to back this picture up with some vellum. I just felt like it needed a little something, and I thought it would give it like a really nice touch of color without being too much. I mean, any excuse to use vellum, right? And I decided that I was going to corner around those corners as well, just because it gave it like a more finished look to me. And I added it there. I really wish Project Life cards would start coming without the corners rounded because sometimes I don't always want to do rounded corners, you know what I mean? But that's a complaint for another day. And then I had this stamp set, which is also from the Creative Retreat. It did not come with this month's kit, but you can add it on to your order or just get it off the website whenever you feel like it, even if you're not getting the kit. It's just one of those awesome types of stamp sets. And I always stamp these type of stamps off to the side before I stamp them on my card because then if I mess up or something, there's no going back from that. So it's just a way of prepping the stamp beforehand. And I knew I wanted to spell the word treat out with this stamp set. I seriously love this stamp set. Like I told you guys, it's just like the Studio Calico one, and I showed a comparison of it in the last video that I did, which I will link below. But they're smaller, so they fit 3x4 cards really perfectly. And that stamp set comes with a fill-in, so you can fill in the letters as well, which I really love because the Studio Calico one didn't have that option, so it's really awesome. And these wooden sequin veneers basically are from a past Creative Retreat kit, and they're just awesome. They're from Chic Tags, I believe, makes them. And look how cute those letters looked filled in with the stamps. I used my Studio Calico stamps for that, and I thought they looked not my Studio Calico stamps, blah blah. My Studio Calico inks to fill in those letters with my Creative Retreat stamp is what I meant. I get tongue-tied, as you can tell. But yeah. Like I said, I'm going to leave links to their website so you guys can go check all of that out in their stamp section and their kits and all that good stuff. I was playing with the idea of using these labels that come in this month's kit as well. I ended up settling on this one square looking label that has like faux stitching, but I cut out the middle so I can put it over my picture kind of like a frame. I really like the way that looks. And since it's like I have a lot of little mini square pictures, it was a way to kind of like change it up and add a little something extra to this picture. That was some homemade barbecue sauce we made for the Super Bowl, and it came out so awesome, you guys. I told my boyfriend we have to like write down the recipe and remember it forever. Everybody loved it, and it was a hit. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I feel like after making that, like homemade barbecue sauce does not compare to like the kind that you buy in the store, unless it's like amazing, like homemade organic, like I don't know. But this one was pretty awesome. So I just added that there, and then I was playing with the idea of using some of those leftover vellum cloud pieces that I cut off from the other card. But But I wasn't really sure at that point if I was going to do that or not, because it was one of those cards where, like, since it had that enjoy right there, I wasn't sure if I just wanted to leave the enjoy and then maybe just write some script on the top of it. But then I decided I did want to add a cloud piece and then also add one of these labels that comes from the kit. I was playing with that idea. These are self-adhesive, so they're really great, and you just cut them out. And I know a lot of kits come with the labels that are not adhesive, but these are adhesive and they have the backing, so you can play with them before you stick them down, which I really love that because, you know, for us indecisive people, it's nice to kind of see how it's going to look before you put it down. But believe it or not, I ended up using that label on a different card and not that one because I don't know, it just didn't feel right to me. So I decided to add that little gold vellum cloud piece I had left over, and I die cut a heart from the side of it because I thought that would look really cute. And I did that with my little lawn fawn dies off camera just because it was like one extra step that didn't need to be shown really. And then I decided to add a little glitter heart, and that is from that Target haul that I showed also earlier this month. And that glitter paper was pretty much perfect to go inside that little cloud. I thought it really gave it like a special touch. And then I added a pink label that I had from a stack of labels. And because I knew I wanted to add a little bit of journaling about this since it was the first time we made our own sauce and all of that. And then I again added some more of those Target alphas. Those are just good things to have in your stash to just like, especially if you like to add little things to cards like titles and things. I tend to do that a lot, so I like to have like a variation. And I also added a title that says Sunday to the top card in pink and light pink letters, as you can see for the first card. So sometimes I end up even adding stuff after the fact to my project life because, you know, I just go back and I'm like, man, I need something more. So this is another filler card. I knew I wanted to make this one special as well. Like I said, it's all about personalizing your cards. I love doing that, so I added some watercolors to the letters. And then I die cut some clouds out of another card because I had doubles of this card anyway. And I decided to sew it down on top of the cards that were on that card to give it some more dimension. I really liked the idea of playing with the dimension of the card. And then I had these puffy stickers, which I actually picked up at Walmart, believe it or not. They're really cute. They're from Sticko. And I just decided to add those because I thought they would be perfect for this layout because it has like a variation of colors for the hearts. It has like lights, darker pinks, and then they have patterns too. So I added 3 little hearts to that. I wanted it to look like some of the hearts were like rain coming out of the cloud, and I thought that was super cute. Like, I'm seriously in love with that card. And then for this next card I wanted to use as well, but I wanted to kind of tone down that like pinkish red, I don't even know, that's on that card. So I decided to go back to my old little trick that I always do and just pull out some white paint and kind of like create a white wash over that because I just felt like it was standing out a little bit too much since I have so many like pastel-y type colors going on in this layout. I didn't want it to be like too overwhelming. And then I wanted to add, of course, a selfie to that card because why not? I figured like in this day and age we take so many selfies that like it's fun. It's just kind of fun to add them to your cards, and when you do Project Life, you're the one who's usually taking most of the pictures. So sometimes the only way you can get a picture of yourself is by taking a selfie, or especially if you're by yourself or whatever, like. So yeah, and then that label that I cut out for that other card, I ended up wanting to use it on this card. And then I pulled out that chevron washi again because I thought it would make a really cute addition to this card as well. I really love that color yellow. It's just like a really pretty color. And I knew I wanted it on there, but I didn't want it to be like overwhelming because yellow is actually one of the first colors that your eye picks up. Like literally that's scientific. So I knew I wanted to add the yellow without making it like so bold that it's like where your eye goes at first glance. And then I wanted to add that label to there because I love the labels this month, and I thought it would be a good way of combining like the rest of the colors I have on the layout. And then of course I was going to add some more gold glitter enamels. Those are just awesome. I mean, really, you can never have enough of those if you ask me. It's kind of one of those things that can go with whatever color layout you're doing. Whether you have gold or silver, you can always add gold or silver enamels because it's one of those colors, it's an accent color. So I decided to add some more journaling, you know, and just, I just think it looks cute. I like adding journaling, adding little thoughts that come to me afterwards or things that I remember from that day. And yeah, I thought that card looked really cute, and basically that's done. Um, and I just kept it like pretty simple, but with a few accents. I really feel like I'm getting, the more project life spreads I do, the more I'm getting into my groove. And I will tell you that that will be the same for you. The more cards you do, the more comfortable you'll feel with your own style that you like to do. So I had that card, that little picture from working out in the gym, and I knew I wanted to combine these two last cards of my layout together, kind of like making them, even though they're separate, I wanted to make them kind of go together, like I would if it was a 4x6 pocket using two different cards. That veneer is from the kit this month as well, that wooden veneer, and you get a bunch of different little wood veneer elements in the Creative Retreat kit, and they're really cute, you guys. Even like little like tab labels and stuff, and I know there's a lot of you guys who love tabs, so I mean this is like one of those kits where like I seriously recommend getting it. And then you're going to staple, well, I'm going to staple it down. I just love stapling things down, so I figured I would do that here even though I didn't need to. And then I lined them up, and then I decided to use these freckled fawn stickers I have in my stash. I've been trying to do this thing where I rotate things in my stash because I will forget I have things. Because I was originally going to use a wood veneer and then put gold on it, but I was like, hey, I have gold arrows, like, I should pull from my stash. And then I decided I wanted to use the stamp set again, and this label that I had from last month's kit, but it didn't end up working out quite like I thought it would. Like, I stamped on it, and then I ended up smudging it because I'm impatient, and I touched it by mistake, and it just, yeah. So I ended up using a different one that I had printed out. Thank God you get digis with that stamp kit, so I had one that I had printed out from the digitals that you get with the kit. Whenever you buy these kits, you get digitals, so you can print out as many as you want. So that's what I ended up doing, and then I decided to use one of these labels that I also had from a leftover crepe paper 12x12 where I had cut down the sayings from that, and I backed it with some of that gold that I also did for that circle on an earlier card. I kind of liked the way that looked a little bit better, and I just wanted to do, you know, some kind of subtle layering, and that's what I ended up doing. But you guys will definitely see me use that stamp set a lot more this month, as well as in my next layout, because it's just one of those stamp sets where it has a lot of versatility. And then I decided to just do some more journaling. Obviously the journaling is going to have to do with working out, because that card that's going to be next to it is a picture of me when taking a picture of the calories I was burning on a cardio machine I was doing, because it's something I'm really trying to get back into, is working out. It's really hard, especially when you're not somebody who's like, you know, oh my god, I love the gym, let's pump iron. Like, I'm not one of those people. I like to be healthy and stay in good shape, but I don't love going to the gym. It's almost easier for me to diet than it is to go to the gym, but I'm trying to find a balance of a healthy lifestyle, so I'm really trying, you guys. But yeah, I just decided to add some journaling, some motivational stuff, because I've been trying to really be consistent, which is my hardest problem. I'll do it for like a bunch of months, and then I will just stop. So yeah, I'm really trying to do that. And I really love the way these cards look together, and when I put them into the little pockets, they lined up perfectly, so it ended up working out for me to do them together. And I kind of left the one on the other side a little bit more simple, but I really didn't feel like it needed very much. So anyway, I hope you guys loved this layout, or enjoyed it, or got inspired in any way. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, there's going to be links in the description box below, and as always, you guys are awesome. Bye!